Hello and welcome to this episode of No Blasters with me, Kieran Bartlett. I'm wearing this absolutely bitchin' Democracy Manifest t-shirt. It's fucking sensational. I've plugged it on a Patreon episode already today, but I don't even care. I want to plug it. I want everyone to know how cool and funny I am. That's why I started this podcast. Anyway, probably if you say things like I'm cool and funny, probably sound like a ball bag. Anyway, or maybe sound cool and funny like me. But anyway, I want you to go over on to patreon.com/noblasters, where we have an array of content just sitting waiting to be enjoyed. It's great times over there. For £3 a month, from £3 a month, you can enjoy an extra No Blasters extra time episode every Thursday, which is a full video podcast. You get a full audio podcast of the Noodle Bar with me and Kev on Sundays, which is me and him fucking around with guitars. You get 2 weekly video check-ins from the Goblin King himself. You get pre-announcements. You get what do you call it? You get discount on gigs and things like that. It's well worth doing. I am sinused up to my back teeth right now. Get on over to patreon.com/noblasters where good times await you. You can also arrange to play me on FIFA 23 on either PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. And you can play against me in an episode on Patreon. It's good times. Today's episode is also sponsored by manscaped.com, one of our OG sponsors who look after your bag. And I always think look after your bag and your bag looks after you. Do you know what I mean? Today, I won't lie to you, there's a bit of a grow out situation happening. There's how would you even describe it? A bit of a, that's how sharp I am today. Do you know what's sharp? The Manscaped 4.0 lawnmower. See what I've done there? I've taken my own shit banter, turned it into something special. That's what you're doing when you take a hairy bag and you run the thing over it. The Manscaped lawnmower 4.0 with bag safe anti-snag technology. Skin safe, that's what's called. Bag safe is what I would have called it. I highly recommend using the ball deodorant. I have big bag today, which is a thing I get. It's a thing I get sometimes if my shower's too hot, where it's like my bag basically becomes like you've dropped a load of chewing gum in the tea. But I've put ball deodorant clean onto them this morning, and it's definitely helped me with that big bag situation. It's not like when you get big bag, it's like you go sit down and you just catch wee bits. You just get wee bits. It's like the loose, like you know when you go to Nando's and they do chicken skin, it's not crispy all the way over. It goes wee bit. It's like that. But when you put this ball deodorant on there, it keeps it all dry and crispy. It's lovely. I highly recommend going over to manscaped.com. Use the code NOBLASTERS20. That's the words NOBLASTERS as one word and the number 20. So NOBLASTERS20. That's your code. 20% off and free shipping. Definitely worth doing. We love Manscaped. Manscaped loves us. My fucking bollocks is shining, right? And we're also sponsored by NordVPN. NordVPN is an amazing VPN service. I'm just checking what VPN means because I did. Virtual Private Network. Thank you, Dan. It means virtual private network. This is like added layers of security whenever you're browsing online. It's absolutely essential piece of kit. If you get over onto NordVPN, use the code NOBLASTERS to get an amazing deal. An amazing discount. Yes, Dan?
nordvpn.com/noblasters.
Go to nordvpn.com/noblasters. Thank you, Dan. To avail of this amazing offer where you will get a discount and you'll be able to put this across 6 devices whenever you start it. And basically it means as well that geo restrictions are lifted. So if you want to watch American Netflix, or you want to watch some crazy fucking Dutch porn, you can do whatever you want. and nobody will be the wiser. It's all between you and your internet service provider. So get on over to NordVPN/NoBlasters today. Highly recommend this, especially if you're doing a wee bit of travel. It's just extra security on your browsers, and it's well worth doing. The link is in the description below. Thank you very much. We're ready to get into today's episode now. This t-shirt's fucking sensational. I'm a wee bit sick. I'm just saying that, just so you know again. Just so you know again. Just a wee bit. Anyway, do you know what it is? I don't deserve it. I get very self-pity-ish when I'm not well. Anyway, I do a lot of that. I do a lot of it. I know I've twice today already described one of my sinuses as being raw. Anyway, today's guest is Strabane. Strabane comedy legend. I want to make sure you're from there, not just from the club. Strabane comedy legend, all-round sound pound, Ronan Boyle. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thank you, Kieran.
Happy to be here. Thanks. Kieran with a C.
Kieran with a C is here a couple of times
That gets right up the nose of some people. Like,
it
I
does.
love it.
I think you got a stand ovation, Strabane, when you said it.
I did, didn't I? right up into the fucking sinus. That's where it gets. Are we getting Strabane's fucking sensational?
Man. Whenever you see, I recorded a wee video of, did you see the video now with the big...
Yeah.
People thought that was you finishing. I said, that was
really?
coming on.
Oh, no, it was fucking
that was you
wild.
putting the strap on.
Aye. This is what happens when you come to my show.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So am I the first Strabane man you've got on the show?
Yes, because
Rory?
I think the only other comedian I know from Strabane is Rory Woods.
Rory?
And
Is he from Strabane, but?
Is he not?
Aye, but he's lived in Belfast now, I would say, most of his life.
Aye, but he's from Strabane.
He's from Strabane, but he's lost his wee accent, I think.
Has he fucked?
I know that the boys were getting stuck on his accent there, but mine is more hardcore.
Oh, yours is more hardcore.
From
yeah.
the hills.
It's weird because Woodsy hasn't been able to come on because we record when he's working all the time.
That's right. He works.
But we will. I will strive to get him on. He was literally one of the first people asked to be on it. Like in the first maybe two or three people.
Great crack. He killed in Strabane too. He did the Christmas shows. Actually, I can't do Christmas again because the bar I used downstairs at Christmas. I'm moving it actually to the Alley Theatre. We're actually getting a big theatre, so we're bringing the club to the theatre. But man, the last time we did it, there was just hundreds of people downstairs, and they were using the toilets beside the club.
Right, okay, yeah.
And they were doing that much shiting and pissing, and it came through the roof down to the bar downstairs.
Oh my god!
So they were up complaining who the fuck's shiting and pissing upstairs, and I'm trying to MC and
Jesus, it's a mad room. But the thing with this room is that it's like it's compact in all the good ways that you want for a comedy gig without it getting too sweaty. I think it doesn't feel too sweaty.
I'm a sweaty man as well. I would like have the window open and try and put a fan there. And
I'm like a big ham. Like whenever when I'm on stage, I'm not particularly sweaty off stage, but see when I'm on there, the lights and all, everything.
I went to Turkey.
Yeah.
Right? They get the sleeve, the gastric sleeve. So I was 22 stone a year ago. Right?
Bollocks, were you?
100%. Actually, my good mate Connor Keys offered him all my fat clothes, but he didn't take them because they were too tight.
All my fat clothes. Go ahead.
So
your maternity wear. That's mental.
People put it down to my weight that I was sweating on stage.
Oh no, it's not.
But I says, listen, because I used to do the MMA years ago, and whenever I got the weight down, I still sweated.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at fucking.
That's me.
Look at Lee Evans.
Lee Evans, seriously?
I can't wreck a suit tonight. Like
he's my hero. No, when you look at it, the sweating that man doesn't care.
Yeah, that's because he's very physical. Like I tend to get it just because I stand still when I'm holding a guitar all the time. I'm actually thinking about
be sweating under the guitar.
It's not even too bad there. Do you know where I'll get it in weird places. I get it here. My forearm sweats.
I always wear black.
Because I'm standing like that, the light is just hitting it. It's fucking minging.
We did that gig there in the Crumlin Road jail.
Oh, fuck, aye.
And you shouted that somebody was heckling. You went, fuck up or I'll suffocate you between my tits.
Aye. She deserved that, though. She
was horrible.
There was one. Do you know what was funny about that? I love whenever somebody's like really loud. You turn around and you go, here, fuck up, right? And then it's when they continue talking. They don't even know they're paying so little attention.
Yeah.
And having their chat that they're so deep in their chat that you're literally standing looking at them. They don't even realize the gig has stopped and everyone in the room's looking at them, and you're like, do fuck up though.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
So see, whenever you
See if you want to
jarred her,
talk, like
aye,
the door's right there. Just go outside.
the boyfriend, he looked all threatening and aggressive. Then did you notice that?
I did, but like,
But they were on the wings.
I
you were-
always think, not that I'm inviting physical violence.
No, but I was thinking,
but
right?
I'm always thinking like, I will die throwing this guitar up your asshole. Like, that's, do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Imagine them having the report out on UTV or something.
I think
know what I mean?
Chloe knew too. She just said to me, "We're just leaving straight after this," and
We
I
did.
said, "I'll be right behind you." But as I was going behind you, the wife of the guy that organised the gig
Yeah.
got a hold of me.
All right,
She
yeah.
was drinking, so
Yeah.
she kept me for about.
Yeah, they were good. To be fair, they were good crack.
They were good.
They took the crack.
But the raffle,
The longest, right? So you know I love a raffle, right? This gig had the longest. So we had I had what do I call them on last time there? Jordy and Ian Thompson were both there, but they both did the podcast too. So we were talking
After?
about that gig, about the longest raffle, the longest least crack raffle of all time. But here, so
Jordy must have done the shortest set of all time too. Were you there?
I arrived and he was on, and I didn't know where to go, and then we went down the back, and then he was literally, he came off, and I goes, well, how'd you do? And he goes, did you enjoy it? That's what I said to him. I goes, did you enjoy it? And he goes, no, I did about 3 minutes.
He just got up and says, "No, I'm not doing it."
Uh,
The acoustics, you saved the day.
the sound was brutal. Like,
Oh man, hey, so whenever I went up, I was trying to speak. Like 75% could hear me. The ones to the right couldn't hear a word, but when I took the mic away, they could hear me.
Aye,
So they
aye.
wanted me just to concentrate on them. There's about 30 of them, and then this crowd on the left were all drunk and heckling, and then there was no, so it was just chaotic. And then
didn't you move them around? You moved those
so
people
they
around?
half time then they just left their seats and moved to the front, so that wasn't as bad for you.
Aye.
But Ian went
hectic,
up.
like.
Ian went up and dropped the mic.
Oh, I went a
A
cappella.
cappella,
didn't I?
right?
Yeah.
They was doing, but where I was standing, you couldn't hear him. So you just
Aye.
seen he looked like a preacher. He was just giving it all this here. But the odd time you could hear IRA because he's got a wee.
Yeah.
And the joke's not about the IRA; it's about no what up there, no what.
Aye.
But obviously there was loyalists. The back only heard IRA,
Have you
so
seen?
they all started booing.
Have you seen? I don't know if this is true or not. Dan, maybe you can look this up for us. The Iranian
Aye.
national team's badge, is that real?
Yep, I think it's on the FIFA.
Is it?
Check.
Oh, mate, if this is on here. Right, hang on. I'll find it here.
Yeah, it's doing the rounds.
Yeah, because I saw it today.
So Ian was getting booed, but he didn't hear it. Ian didn't hear it. So Ian thought Ian did a great gig for the people that were listening at the front. But do you know the way people were down at entries?
Aye, yeah, down like the wings, yeah.
By my
The
ass.
wing, yeah. Oh, that's right. Can we talk about that? That was because that was really funny. Just that you mentioned that, like we're in the middle
Before
of
it
the.
on, I rang my dad and says, "Dad, what cell were you in?"
I know, yeah, and he literally
was
your dad's cell was there, like.
Well, they said there was on about 5 of them.
Oh fuck!
You
That's
get moved
wild.
around.
See if this is real.
Come on.
Oh, where's Iran?
That's not on.
Oh, Iran's not in it.
But
Oh,
sure-
am I in Europe or something? Hang on.
Not international.
No, it's everybody.
Is there a World Cup game out or something? I bet you they've milked.
Unless are they under
fucking-
here? How come half the fucking international teams aren't in this? Have you got their badge down?
Was there female international? Maybe.
There is women's teams. Hang on, no, this can't be right. What the
There's
fuck?
Qatar.
Would it be in the rest of the world or something? No.
That's
No, they're
clubs
clubs, aren't
as
they?
well.
I don't know. Fuck. But rather they're not in it in a World Cup year
I
though.
bet you they have a World Cup game out as well. They try
It's
and
it's
milk the life
it's
out of it.
it's in this now. It's
Right.
there's an update
Oh,
where it's
that's
part
what
of
it
this
is then.
game now. Yeah,
Bet you if you update.
so they don't fuck you as much as they used to. They used to do that. Remember, where it was a separate game.
Is Iran
Comes out
in the
like-
World Cup?
Aye,
So I bet you didn't update.
but the update we have the update. Is it there? Have you got it? Their badge. What is it you want from? It's a huge symbol. The thing I've seen is a huge symbol that says IRA on it. What? Have people changed it?
Somebody either doctored it or they've changed it themselves.
Maybe
'cause of
that's what it is. Because I have it on 2 different people sent me it today, as if like people send me these things, as if like volunteer Bartlett loves it. Like what I mean, I'm fucking done it.
Hear me a seas.
I know, yeah, that's it.
Hear me a sea, definitely.
So here, tell me then about this fucking Turkey trip. What was the crack? What?
Man. So
This is the first
What-
surgical story
So,
we've had on
do
this.
you know
show.
what? And people, I put out, I have a podcast or two. It's like has a cult following, about
Right.
2,000 a week.
Right.
Cunt following or all.
Right.
But I did an episode on it, and many people that are listening on it because there's so many people want to do it,
Yeah.
but they don't know. So I did a good bit of research on it, and I was just fed up with being fat, Kieran, because I used to
No, it's a pain in the
do
fucking
MMA,
hole. Like, aye.
so I could get weight off. I used to. I fought at middleweight, light, heavy.
Have you done
super
fights
heavy.
and all?
Aye.
Jesus Christ.
So I fought all them weights, and every time I had a fight, then I would put on 5-6 stone.
Fuck.
Easy. So 20. Me sort of resting weight then was like 22 stone. So
Jesus.
it's a head fuck. Like, were you always heavy?
See
when you're down and you realise how good it is with the weight off. Now, I mean energy. I don't mean even how you look. See energy and being able to do whatever.
shit, yeah.
And so
Yeah, you wonder why he sold it then.
and I think it's about 10 grand. That's why I'm thinking Stephen Nolan. He can cries that much about his weight.
It's
but
about
you're
10
going,
grand though to go to Turkey.
here it is.
Oh, right, okay.
Fucking over there with a pair of scissors and that. Like, man, I'll land.
But were you not shit? I'd be shitting myself, you see, about doing it anyway, but I'd be
100%.
shitting myself going there.
Especially over there, like, so, man, the experience, I'm glad I did it. But see, if you were to give me a wee taste of the pain in the airport before I left, like for a minute, I wouldn't have went.
Pain of what?
After-
Of actually, oh, really?
Women are all walking around the rooms, all no bother. For 2 days after, I was lying in my bed in pain, and all you hear in the windows, Allah back, fucking,
Jesus
I'm like,
Christ.
what's going on? And it was the worst thing ever. And then, but they do it. If you ask me to do it again, 100%. But you are in a country where you
And what's it called? A gastric sleeve?
sleeve, so they
So is
cut
that-
out 80% of your stomach. Out that wee hole there, though. Jesus. Booby trapped by the boys. Did anybody ever do a backflip?
That's mental.
So when I came back, see, so the whole reason, like,
So it's not
we
a
have
it's not a
we have
bypass. It's like it's the
The bypass is more extreme. This is
Right.
like getting your appendix out. Apparently, the same level of risk.
right.
So there's always that risk. But you are over in Turkey, and you know what I mean.
And then what does it do? Does it just
You're-
just
that
diminishes your
hospital you
appetite
wonder,
then, or
nobody's sick. Everybody's
Yeah.
got something. Look, they're fat. I met a boy with a massive one ear. One ear was massive, and the other one was wee. And I didn't see anything wrong with him until he turned around and looked at me.
so like
Teeth, hair.
and so like I'm saying though, like what does it do in terms of your like? Does it just stop you from eating because you've no appetite, or
So, what it does, I'm just thinking, I gigged with Paddy McDonald last day, and he goes, here's a true, you can't get hard-ons. I went, Paddy, what are you on about? He goes, I have a mate that says he fucking got it done. With my Belfast accent. I can't get hard-ons. I says, Paddy, it's a whole different part of the, I don't know.
Jesus?
Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm getting more, actually. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's because I'm thinner. But, fucking... So I landed over, got it done. Straight after it, man, you suffer. Like, because this was going to say, for you, I was heavy all my life until I did fight. I was fighting, brought the weight down. But I'm a natural, it runs in the family, we're all big, like. And... Man, because of years and years and years of people ask me what to eat, and I says, well, I start at night time is my eating, and I couldn't tell you how much to eat, but I can tell you when I start and when I stop. So I start about 10, finish at about 1:30 in the morning, grazing. So I wanted to sort that out. So what the sleeve does really is you can't eat big meals, but you can still eat shite.
Yeah.
You can still eat sweets. Anything that disintegrates in your mouth, you can eat.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean, like chocolates and crisps and. So I'm 3 days off chocolates and crisps for the first time since Christmas last.
Wow.
Because that was my
Yeah.
my go-to place. So we had eating disorders. So when you're mentally a big eater and then you can't
Yeah.
the next day, man, it was more mental health
Jesus.
than anything else for I would say your 6 weeks struggling, like,
That's fucking mad. Like.
because your whole brain and body's going fucking eat,
Yeah.
eat, and you're like.
Yeah. You
You can't
can't.
put anything in your mouth, so especially at the start when you're just healing and all, so you can't eat anything. But now I could eat a steak and I'm stuffed. You know what I mean?
That's mad.
But
Turks like they love it.
I'm sweating here. Let me take a top off.
If you don't mind me asking, how much did it fucking run you to go do it in Turkey instead of here?
Because of the price,
No, that's what I'm saying. How much is it?
$3,000. That's
All right,
flights and
okay.
all, flights and a hotel and everything. Man,
That's fucking mad.
I'm sitting now around about. I went down to about 15 and a half, but if I push it, I go to 17. But it seems to stay around there.
Aye.
So it's 5 stone.
And what was I going to say? Tell me then about fighting and all. How long have you been doing that? Are you still doing that?
No, I'll do a bit of training. So So I was a wee cunt growing
Like
up.
cage fighting, like.
Aye.
Man, that's mad.
I did the announcer at the what do you call the Millennium Forum in Derry.
Right,
There
okay.
was 1,200 people there at the weekend.
Right.
10 years ago, I fought for a title in there.
Fuck me.
So it was a lot easier doing it this
That's
time.
mental.
Aye, so
How's the, like, how did you get into doing that then?
I was a wee shite growing up.
Right.
See, from about 16 to about 19, really in trouble, like
Right.
bad, street fighting, all that there,
Right.
drinking. Because my dad was inside, we didn't have a father figure, and there was 3 boys, wild close to each other. So he did 15 years, so we didn't see him at all.
Aye.
And my ma then was obviously depressed, even though it wasn't diagnosed.
Aye.
And she couldn't keep an eye on us. We were just fucking off our heads. So my brother used to get in the handlings and I used to look up to him. So I wanted to be, I looked up to the wrong type of people when I was that age. And there was no sort of big fella figure to keep me in line.
Aye.
And then about 18 then, got on the baller with paramilitaries and had to leave the country. It was rough. And when I was in America...
There's been a lot of firsts on this episode of No Blasters.
Man, I've had a story, like... comedy, I didn't start comedy really till about 39.
That's pretty late. Like,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even Kesey was... Connor Kesey about
You were
20
living
years
the banter,
friends.
that's why, like.
Aye. So even now I've
where
got...
did you go?
Philadelphia. Then I ended up in the roundhouse in jail in Philadelphia because my attitude didn't change when I went over. And in America, they don't take... So see in Strabane, if there was a fight in the town, the only time a fight would break up is if the RUC joined in.
Right.
Then
Okay.
everybody turned on them. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
all them. So I was like Strabane had a bad name for fighting. So it was like sort of like the hooligan stuff that went on in England. There was a buzz at it, so everybody did it. Like I speak to all the people that we used to follow out with all the time now. They're all mates, like you know. Then when I went to America, getting in trouble again, I ended up in jail in America
How long were you in jail for in
for
America?
3 weeks. But I didn't know I was.
Fighting, like?
Aye.
Jesus Christ.
And over there, it's a zero tolerance.
Aye.
So I was put in
Did
a
they
place
fuck you
called
out
the
or what?
Roundhouse in Philadelphia. You can look it up. Hey, it's rough, and you're there for 72 hours, stuffed in their room. And I was along with this big black guy, hey, and I swear to God, I've never heard anybody that talks as much. It doesn't even take a second breath.
Aye.
Boopity boopity boop. And then you're ending up having to lean against them. They sleep for one of them ones. Then I went to the state penitentiary and for because I was illegal too. They didn't want to let me out in case I cleared home.
All right.
And they didn't want, and then, so I was just going through court cases and all. We didn't have a clue because you get lost in the system. We were asking people what's
Did they
happening.
deport you?
Got deported, but so I was sent to this actual place then. It was like, you know, I remember the first time I seen the rocket steps was passing and a yellow suit with the handcuffs around my waist.
Jesus
Looking out
Christ.
going, what the fuck? So I ended up in this immigration jail. And I had enough by then. Like I was only 19, you know what I mean? So I had enough by then, and I remember the Mexicans are the last they put out of America,
Right.
and they keep the Cubans because of the whole politics and all. But they would wait until, so say me and you're Mexican, and we get arrested. If I'm the last person in the 747 plane, you're waiting till the next one's filled. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I could be away in 5 months, you could be there for 5 years
Right.
for the same thing. So I remember we were told, the Irish Embassy were involved in all that there, and they says you'd be getting home in 4 days or something like that. Do you know what? I had a UK I had a British passport at the time, cheaper version. So they were just dumping me off in London. And I told a group of Mexicans, I says, we're home now in a few days. And all, and they went, when? I says, apparently 2 or 3 days. They says, they told me that, man. I'm here 4 years.
Jesus Christ.
Man, I went back to the wee cell and just sat, just thought, because everything was going wrong.
Aye.
But a lot of thinking went on then, and it changed my whole outlook. And I go, right, I must have aggression problems. So that's when I started the MMA. I used to box when I was really young,
Right.
and then that got the aggression out of me. And then I went to uni and did a degree in youth work,
Right.
and then brought it round. Then I met my wife to be. Now I've got 3 wins and all there. So I did the fighting to get it, and then you change as you grow older. Too.
What's the fighting like? I mean,
What's scary? People always ask me.
What are you actually training in then?
So I was old school MMA, so I was like a jiu-jitsu fighter against a wrestler.
right, okay, yeah.
So an MMA club now does everything.
Yeah.
You need grappling, you need jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and then you need good stand-up. So K1 or boxing. Boxing's probably the best for the hands. We had to go around clubs So I go to a jiu-jitsu club, and my brother he's a black belt, and he fought for a world title,
Oh, really?
kickboxing
Jesus.
as well. So he was our trainer, and then so I won. I got see that fight I'm telling you about in the Millennium Forum. I fought a guy called Gregor Lennox, right? He was a K1 world champion, and if I had watched this reel before I went on, I wouldn't have fought him.
Aye.
He was knocking everybody out with head kicks. So I had a good fight with him. I think the first 2 rounds, I won the second. Third round, see, whenever you're in a fight, you don't feel anything because of adrenaline. See, this fight, I felt every fucking kick and punch, man. And I did this kick to the leg where I never trained. You have to sort of
Aye, it's like Muay Thai type
Muay
kicking,
Thai
yeah.
kicking. So I actually, when I finished MMA, I just moved to kickboxing. Didn't want any because of this fight.
Aye.
Every kick in the leg I felt, man. So what I did in the third round, then he went to do the low one, but he sent it high.
Right.
Just kicked me in the back. And it was the first time I was knocked out. Well, knocked down, obviously, because when I opened my eyes, I was wrestling the ref. I had the ref by the throat.
That's fucking mental.
So after that, I stopped fighting then in my late 30s because I was starting to get a fucking buzz in the head. And it must have been to do with all the street handlings and then the MMA, and then I moved to kickboxing and won the NA heavyweight title, and then just kept the belt and retired.
Jesus.
But the comedy, I've always been sort of a bit of personality, even in the fighting days. And Connor Keys, comedian, we're friends 20 years.
That's mental.
So he's been trying to get me into. He tried to get me into stand up, but
Ages
5
ago,
years
did he?
before I did it.
Aye.
And my first ever gig then was in Connor. Was about. See, I'm doing comedy. I had a page called the Strabanter. You probably never heard it, but down our way it
I'm
was.
not really on social media and stuff, yeah.
I had 60,000 followers, and then somebody stole it on me, so I don't have it anymore now. I'm glad sort of too because it moved me into the shows. So then I started doing the stand up. I'm now.
How long have you been at stand up now?
I'm not long a stand up. I would say 4 years in a couple of months' time. But then take out COVID.
Ah, yeah. So it's
like 2 years maybe.
Years, yeah.
So I mean, so I'm doing all right for 2 years, and
Right. Well, that gig up there, like that was like legitimately one of the fucking best gigs I've ever done in my life. Like it was just fucking fire. Oh, sorry.
every comedian is doing it. He's telling you what to do.
Stop slapping at me.
He's going to. Does he know I do MMA?
I know, yeah. I know.
I've seen that.
I can't have.
I've seen Rosine.
Yeah, it's been some time though since I've landed one. But
2 things that I'll say about fat people that people annoys me. One's flexibility. When I was young enough and I was big, I was one of these boys, like fucking what do you call your man that at Beverly Hills Ninja?
oh fucking
He's dead
Chris
now.
Farley.
Chris Farley, do you remember him?
Yeah.
No, and the other thing is people say you're lazy.
Ah.
No, they don't realise is a lot of the busiest people are big because they've no time to sit down, cook, and because of the stresses, you're eating everything around you.
Just eating shit like
But
that.
I've had this row with so many people, but they don't, and it's a sweating thing as well.
Aye. But here, so Settler, the gig was like, I was saying it's compact in all the ways that you want a comedy gig to be, where it's a low ceiling and people are jammed in, and they were fully up for it. But it was just like, I didn't think you get that volume out of people. Like that was properly like.
So what happened too is a couple of comedians land when the lights are out, get on stage and think there's like over 100 people easy.
Yeah.
Lights go on, they're going, is this it?
Yeah.
So the room, I would say I would hold comfortably 30, but I get 55 on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it feels like, I mean, genuinely, like, I was saying, like, I was talking about this gig, like, I did Maher Felt the night before.
Great gig.
And it was, I mean, it must be 150, 200 in there.
Easy, yeah.
And there was more noise in Strabane, like.
Strabane are full of Highlands,
just
what I
like-
would say too.
But I literally, do you remember, like, in the middle of that gig, I said something, people laughed, and they were, like, shouting, but the noise of it was actually such. I actually went, I was fucking terrifying. Because it was like...
I'm actually terrified.
It was like, it was the feeling you get, it was the feeling you get when you go to a gig and the bass makes your chest vibrate. I had that off people shouting. I literally went,
Man,
fuck me.
Strabane loved you. Everybody Wednesday
was
back,
crazy.
Wednesday back. And ones are saying to me too, like it holds 55. And so I'm not making big money on it.
it's not even about that.
But it's exactly, and I love the comedy, and it helps me get gigs around the place. So ones are saying, why don't you go to a bigger room? And saying, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't recreate this.
You would fuck it, like, I
You
mean,
would?
because that's always going to be the temptation. Like Paddy McGackie, now I haven't done this place, but he used to do one
Size of a living room, I
and
heard.
it was like for like 20 people or something in the front page in Ballymena, and everybody that did it said it was banging, like, even though it's this tiny wee.
I had held
Or
about
we
20
did.
people.
I did literally did do one in a living room one time with Terry Keys in Oma, and it was
Me
fucking
and Casey were
unbelievable.
talking about that.
That was
during that
unbelievable.
festival in Oma.
Yeah, and it was
It
me.
was like getting the bus. Was it one of them blind?
It was a mystery tour. So like it was me and Woodsy, Terry Keys, and like we were. I remember us, and I think McCann was there as well. And we were we literally got onto the bus with these people. Like, or sorry, hang on, there I get this now. Were we on that fucking bus? I know at one point. I feel like I was driving as well. Maybe I was driving behind the bus. That might be what it was.
Driving the bus, no.
There's definitely been a thing where I got on the bus in Oma and did a wee gig on the bus, but it wasn't that.
I know Connor did Edinburgh with a bus.
Aye, and I know Paddy McDonald had me have a story, but anyway, we did this one where I know I was I was following this fucking bus, and I'm going, where are we doing this gig, like, right? Because we're driving further out of the town of Oma, and I'm going, and then I start going, maybe there's a fucking B&B or a hotel or some shit out here, or a pub. And I'm saying to Woodsy, and I'm going, this is looking very residential around here, mate. And I remember we pull up, and the bus pulls in front of a house, and I literally went, are we doing this in a fucking house? Is this actually somebody's gaff?
And somebody's living room or kitchen.
And it was in Casey's dad's house, and it was like Terry Keys, like, and it was like a
double doors.
It was like a living room with like, had like an arch then going into like another room.
Yeah.
So it was a long room, and they had cleared everything out of it except for like two like wee corner cabinets with like loads of ornaments on, right? And I had a stage and all on the mic, and it was fucking. Do you know what? It was fucking banging, right? To the point where like they had a photographer take photos. I was using those photos as my press shots for years because they were fucking brilliant. Like,
you never know what you're getting, do you?
No,
Comedy.
no.
Comedy, it's so.
And then there's times, because there's times where you'll go thinking, oh, I'm doing the big show here, and it's fucking balls. Do you know what I mean?
And Colin and Mickey and everybody that stood in the boiler room, like, it seems to be a brilliant experience for comedians and the audience, which is like the sweet spot. And it's really helped me on my comedy.
Yeah, because you literally, like, put it this way, we came away from it. We had done, like I said, we had a Marfell the night before, and then Strabane is quite a drive. Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard.
The drive is dog shit, right? But like on the way home from Marfell, which is considerably closer, Chloe and I were both like, well, it was all right, yeah, fucking whatever. But on the way home from there, we're fucking buzzing until we get home. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
So it was
Brilliant,
great.
man, I'm glad.
Great.
Do you go via Derry or Oma? What way do you remember?
I think the Oma way is quicker for us because we're in
in the
Lisburn.
evenings, that's the only thing I've noticed about comedy. The evenings, you definitely get in there in the time it's meant to be.
Oh yeah,
their
yeah.
traffic,
You get there in 2 hours, like, yeah.
What you have to look at what is it worth for your time. What I would say about the boiler room, it's a great place to try new stuff
Aye.
because they're up for it. So that's how I'm like I've about 40 minutes now, which is good for 4 years.
Oh, it is fucking good. Aye.
20 that works well and 20 that works well in Strabane, but I'm not really trying it anywhere else. But you have, because I'm MC, if I get one good joke every gig,
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's hard. I think it's hard doing that. Like, I've never really locked that down and done like my own gig where I'm MCing all the time. I've MC'd some gigs, it's fine, but like,
but see, whenever you're running a show, so I'm worried about the audience,
the lineup, the whole thing. Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
Like there was one gig there that because my stage is a pallet. And there was one gig, and probably nobody noticed, but every time somebody stood on it, you heard the creaking.
Oh yeah.
And that's all I heard. The
Fear's real, like what
moments
moments like that. Yeah.
What a night, man! All I heard the whole night was.
Yeah, I hate whenever this is a big pet peeve of mine, is when you get to places and the stage is maybe the height of this table, and they've no step. I'm like, you going fuck now? You knew I was coming here.
Want you to roll on it?
Yeah,
like?
I'm going, what actually, because like we went to do one, me and Casey, Connor Keys, like, and Mickey were doing one in Derry in that Oktoberfest thing. The stage is fucking like hip height, like.
Aye.
And And I said to Casey, I goes, is there a fucking step?
And Kesey's a big unit too.
And Casey goes,
Big hefty unit.
I have insisted. He goes, I've insisted on a fucking step. He goes, he goes, when we got here earlier, there was nothing. I went, fuck. And they brought in like a, they give you like it's a wooden box.
Another
but
step,
like,
just.
As a fat dude, you're looking at it going, I can only stand on the sides of this box.
Chihuahuas
You know, if you stand in the middle, like there's a chance you're going through the fucking box. So you're just like, because they used to have one. They have one like that in the downstairs of the Empire. So if you're ever doing music in the Empire or anything like that, or the odd time we did like character comedy stuff there, you had to step up on that box, and that box has been there since the dawn of time.
It's going to happen to somebody.
And it's like fucking chipboard, so you know you're going to put your foot through it, like, so you're always just standing on the corners. But yeah, fuck me, these are the things that nobody thinks about.
That's why you shouldn't bother doing. Like I need to do it.
This is why I should get my Turkish sleeve, like,
Would you think about it?
I don't know. I would probably rather just fuck up and go to the gym, like.
See, this is the thing.
But you get the kickstart though, don't you?
See, the thing about it. If you're giving, and then it's an easy one to say, but if you're giving up drugs, you stop the drugs. You don't stop eating.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's hard. Like,
so you have to eat, and then that leads you on, and then every food that they sell, is laced with sugar. You know what I mean? It's people are relying on you to be addicted to stuff. So I was saying to me, we were in Strabane town. I says, look around you, and everybody relies on addictions. Chip shops, bookies, bars. That's how they make all their money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's craving. So food's the hardest.
I can see why you and Keezy are friends. That was there was a lot of they there. A lot of like, this is how they do it. This is how they
Me and Keezy were chatting.
Get you.
I'm on tour with Keezy. His
tour at the minute.
half the unit. We're in Cumberland now on Friday. When's this squad?
Oh, fuck, ages. Like, this is out, what, the week?
Because it hasn't sold out.
Week or two before Christmas. How long is this tour on for?
The tour finishes, I think the last one's in Daly's, that's already sold out. I think that, I need to check. You know what, there's one changed to January as well, so I should have checked this out before I come on.
Check out that show in January, there's the one.
That would be
Chloe went to see us in the Limelight. I was gigging in Lavery's that night.
Chloe at the Limelight?
Aye, but she said she had a great time,
I had a good laugh. It's a great, I love that room. I know one's struggle, or like, it's a tough room, but
I think is it Limelight 2? I always think it's a wee bit
high
weird.
Stage.
I think it's weird. I've done it, like, I love Limelight 1. Like, I love it.
That's
there.
massive. What's that hold?
Well, 400.
Easy.
But like you can do it like, well, so like whenever I did the Goblin King though, insider information here, guys. So when I was doing that, Kevin Hart was here, and he wanted the Limelight 2, and I mean the Limelight number 2, not the Limelight also. And he so they asked me would I move my Goblin King show into Limelight 1, and I was like, guys, please, yes, I'll do. Can I smell a seat? And
did you meet him?
No, fuck. And I said aye, and they let me sell extra tickets, but they wouldn't give me the full 400. But I did sell because it would have meant that we're gonna have to put staff and all on.
Right.
So I think I sold like about 2 or 220 in each of my Limelight 1 shows of that, and they were a million times better than the ones in Limelight 2 for me. The room in Limelight 2, I find it to be an odd shape. I prefer a room, I'm not sounding like a knob here, but just a room that is a simple fucking box of people in front of me. See when it's like, see the way in Limelight 2 you've got people over there and then people over there. I find that really
I find theatres hard that are wide theatre. No, I can do like me and Paddy did the skill in there, and it's like, especially it didn't sell it, so you're looking over that way and up that way. And
where's the theatre in Enniskillen? The
Arbonne or Ardone?
Ardone.
So it's a wide one. It's sort of like a Letterkenny.
I think I did that with Gaddis one time, like ages ago. I fucking ate shit down. I had so much shit. It was in.
I sort of did too well. It was a hard room to do, like, but.
Oh, I had shit that night, like, and it was. Do you know what I hate? I'll cope with eating shit near the house. See when you eat shit and it's a 2-hour drive home, and all you've got to think about is how much shit you just ate. It's the fucking worst.
Man, and it happens to everybody.
Yeah, it's the fucking worst. Like,
why am I doing this?
Yeah. Why am I doing this?
Fucking point.
That's why am I doing this? Is a big question that comes up.
Oh, so when did you had big? Because I seen your UK and Ireland tour just sold out.
Aye. Well, I mean,
When did you feel like I know Paddy's was here and
well, this year's been mental. Like, so, like, I mean, this time I was just talking about this yesterday. This time last year, we were doing the first episode of No Blasters, like we're
I
gonna.
must say, what a name for the pod too. Like, 'cause
Shane did a job. Like,
I didn't know everybody used that, but I remember playing football by the Transformer and saying, "Right, boys, no fucking blasters."
so it's just like this time last year we were making our first episode with Aaron Butler, and it was like we shot it, or rather they shot it, like, and we did it, and we just had it as like an episode for us to watch for a minute and go like, do we think this is good?
Aye.
Put it out to a few people, and then didn't we go public what? In January? In January we went public and we had like the new episodes coming on, like with Dave and all and William and all the comedians, and it's just like it sort of just started really from there because at Christmas last year we announced the Goblin King show, and I had no idea. We booked one Limelight 2, thinking off the back of like me being on Shane's podcast and off the back of like I had come back to stand up about September last year, and the gigs were banging, and off the back of it I went, might as well try something, because like before that I had really struggled. Like I struggled to sell 90 seats in the Accidental Theatre a couple of years ago, and I had loads of material. I've been gigging for years, like, and I had loads of stuff, and I had a few thousand people on like Facebook or whatever at that point, and I thought, but mate, I ended up like having to like hand sell some of those tickets, like drive to people's houses and go, there's your ticket, you ball bag. Like, the amount of people.
Shows you how, because your comedy would have been you were as good 5 years ago.
It's
social media.
It had the comedy has only changed in terms of my attitude to it, so it's probably slightly nicer, and it's a bit more like. It's a bit more considered, a wee bit more considered.
You smile more during your gig.
I smile a lot more. There's a lot less. Yeah, there's a lot less. Like, see, even like I slagged those ones off the other night. Like I was going like, it got to a point where I did just leave them alone. Like I slagged them 3 times and just left it because I went, I'll lose the rest of the gig here.
You had everybody else put behind you.
Whereas there was a time, and only a few years ago, where I just would have gone, right, let's make it about you then. Let's make this.
Oh, would you?
Yeah. And
so for the greater good, Kieran,
for the greater good, I'll think about it. Now,
I'll think about it.
The switch is still in there. The wee switch. There's the occasional moment of like.
I think you said at the end of the gig, 95% of these were amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck them 5% around.
Yeah, because it was I melted me because I'm going, we're struggling with sound here. Everyone knows it, and they're fucking fully yelling in the front row.
They're out on Saturday night drinking too. It's like,
I get it, and I know that I'm going.
But it's
a night out, but I'm going. It's also everyone else's night out.
Exactly.
Fuck up. Go. There are loads of steaming people out in that corridor. Go and be with them if you're going to talk.
Man, I loved every second of it, because before that, everything was like falling apart for me. Even when you were on, I was going, please, at least do your full set.
I enjoyed. I knew.
But see, when you got up then, and you even stayed away from the mic. So everybody heard you, and the guitar end came across well.
I just knew. I see now. Like there's a cynical side of me as well, where I'll just go 25 minutes. Don't care. I don't care. Like
money's in the bank. Let's do this. It's work.
You can do anything for you could take a hard shite for 25 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So you can do a fucking gig. But like
that's the attitude.
It was just but yeah, like see that I always think about that Accidental Theatre show all the time. Yeah, because there was so much wrong with it. Like, I mean, it took me forever to sell it. I think I sold like about 86 tickets, and then a few people showed up on the night and took the last few, right? And I mean, it took me
the effort to get
like literally, because the amount of people getting in touch going, I can't get these tickets. Where do you get these tickets? And I ended up going. I think I replied to somebody saying, I have paper tickets. Do you want me to come and bring them to you? And then other people saw that and were like, can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? And I'm like, right. And I ended up setting up like runs through Belfast of like, I'm going to Andytown, Finnick, Eden Murray. I'm going to the Ormo here. Come and meet me here, and I'll hand you tickets out of the fucking cafe over it. Melted me. And then when I actually did the show, I had too many support acts on. I got 3 people on, and they all did like 15 minutes, and then I did like an hour and 40, which is nuts, right? So at the end, people were like just sitting like that, and it was brutal. Like, and I suppose like part of it was I was getting it filmed, but the guy who was meant to film it, I'm trying to remember who that was. Whoever was meant to film it to begin with had to bail on it that day, maybe. And then I got somebody else, and they're normally very good, but it was like short notice, and one of the cameras was like on the mic stand, and it was basically looking at me, but it was just like a chin shot. Like, it was disgusting looking. So I couldn't really use the footage, but it was because I was getting it filmed that I went, I'm going to do this hour that's like my set at the minute, like a show, and then I'm going to do, like all my greatest hits from after, or from before, sorry.
Yeah.
That was fucking brutal. And then, but like when we did that first Goblin King, then it was like, it sold out like so quickly, like pretty much that day.
Social media.
Because of like, but even then we didn't have any. It was just
You jumping on other people's?
It was just like I said to the boys with the shirt, and it went that day, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then that was when we got the boys and all started the social medias up and whatever, and we got it going, and it was like that, or it must have overlapped some way where we started the social media maybe slightly before No Blasters maybe. But like, I mean, really from like Christmas through to now has been like, it's
even
but
us,
it's mad.
even boys like me getting the scraps on the table. We're flat. Like, it's like a part-time job for me, you know.
Aye.
And it's working and it's great.
But it's mad. Like, do you not feel like when you're out doing like supports on with Connor and whatever, or with Paddy, that you're going like, why would you not be doing that next year? You know, if you've nearly got your hour, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need an hour, like, and that's it.
And definitely, that's like I'm a worker, like flat out. Like, we have a show too called Orange is the New Green.
I saw the thing for that, the poster.
So I'm like the whole.
It's like a play, like.
The play, and it's been getting stand ovations and all. And we did Oma there last week, and we're doing Bal Buffet, and I should know these dates. I can't.
I never know them. Like, I literally never know them.
No. So the whole premise behind it is
that's why you get a poster.
Based in the 80s.
All right. Okay.
And I love everything. I'm a Republican,
right?
Live in a Republican family, but I love everything orange.
Right.
So I want to be an orange man. But the wrath think I'm a tout.
Oh, sorry. This is in the play.
This is the play.
For a minute, I also was going. For a minute, I'm sitting going. Okay. I know, yeah.
So does a leave. What the fuck? How did we let him?
Cut that bit out where he says he's a Republican and he loves orange, man. Like,
so the whole scene is the whole. I did skits on the Strabanter page I was telling you about, and it was like, I was thinking, what could I do? And it says, I'll stand dressed as an orange man at the border between Lifford and Strabane, where welcome to the UK.
Right.
See how it goes. And then it turned into a whole big thing. And I ended up on the water. I ended up on the bog side by the Free Day corner. We welcome the London Day.
Oh my god!
And I told the cameraman,
that's mental.
5 minutes.
Be ready. Yeah, be ready.
Cars were pulling on and everything.
That's like that scene in fucking Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Aye. Do you know whenever he's just left out?
Yeah, that's mad.
Sure, I have another one about that. I nearly got his kilt as well. I may as well say it. We were over in America, me and my uncle. I was on the diving board. Readily jump in, and they went, do you know, do you use the term, you big pair of knickers? No? Well, we say it in Strabane, so it just means you fucking jump in, you big fucking pair of knickers, you.
Oh, right, okay, right, sorry. I hear you better now.
Aye.
I was going, are you saying this?
Well, the 2 black guys sitting at the side of the pool didn't hear. Sir.
Oh, shit.
Sir.
I would say you big girls' blouse. And
we say it's because
no one gets...
Well, so he wasn't thinking. He was just a Strabane man on the pool shouting,
Jesus.
Will you fucking jump off, you big pair of knickers, you?
That's fucking mental.
I know why. So the Orange Man show was just that we took it then.
So it's doing everywhere, like.
We tried to make it, and then you couldn't. So I just run around insulting Catholics and Strabane, dressed as an Orange Man, and it goes down well, but you couldn't have a show doing that. So the premise is I'm married, and whenever the wife's out, I dress up as an Orange Man.
Right, okay.
Then she overhears me chatting to someone on the phone, and I'm going to meet to see if we can join the Orange Order, but she thinks I'm having an affair.
Right, okay.
And the IRA think I'm a tout. And then there's a gay IRA man, but doesn't need it, so he can't come out. But he thinks I'm gay, so it's a whole big
Right.
So it does well. We brought it. We got 2 stand ovations for band.
That's class.
Then we brought it to Derry, but to the Waterside Loyalist Derry, and it was a scary one because they came like us. What the fuck's this about? Like?
Aye.
And usually we get laughs in the first 2 scenes. None.
Oh, mate.
It's not as bad as stand up because you have a fourth wall and you have actors. But
I think it's way worse than stand-up. I think it's way worse whenever...
it went through all the cast. There's 9 is like.
Aye.
Nobody's...
We did one with I did one with Patty. It was me, Chloe, and Patty, and it was a thing my sister wrote, and it was in the Fela, right? And so my big issue with doing plays and stuff for me is that I find it difficult to enjoy saying the same thing again, and I even have that problem in stand up, right?
Do you?
Yeah. And it's my stand up's quite improv heavy, and I'll still riff, right? And so like, anyway, we're doing the same thing, but on the first night of the play, and it's just it's a very simple play, like about a couple, so Patty and Chloe, and they're running a bar in Andytown, and I'm a barman that works in it, and we're the only 3 people that are in the play, right? And the story is they're going to move. They're going to open the same bar in Spain, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to stay and run the one.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's about. But the wife Mary doesn't want to go, and it's all that. And it's a bit of crack, right?
Yeah.
But in the first fucking scene, Patty skipped a page of dialogue where it explains that entire premise.
Oh,
right? So, and he admits this. He admits that what happened was he went ahead and did a line from like 10 lines ahead, right? He did that, and I just gave the line back to that line.
Yeah.
And I'm going, we just skipped stuff. And I'm going, it's fine. And I'm going, but I wasn't, at that point, I wasn't going, that's the premise we've just skipped. I'm going, it's fine. He gave me the wrong line. We picked it up. Fine, that's what you do, acting, right? And we come off at halftime, and people seem to be enjoying it. And Ariel comes backstage. She's written it. She's directing it.
Ooh.
She comes backstage and goes, and we were like, well, and she goes, oh no, it's going great. You have not said the story. Like,
writer and director wouldn't be happy with that.
People are definitely going to be wondering what the fuck this is even about.
Yeah.
No one has mentioned Spain. And so I remember me and Patty going, oh, mummy, right? And like at half time, we came up with a plan to import that dialogue into the first scene in the second half. And just like go, we'll jam it in between this line and that line.
Aye.
And in fairness to both of us,
Did it work?
we did. But like, I mean, the story was fucked. Like, people are going, why did you not tell us that 45 minutes ago? But like, it was fucking mental. But the rest of it went well. But I find doing that stuff. See when, do you know what's
annoying?
annoying?
Harder than stand up?
Oh, way harder. Way harder.
Because you feel like you're letting other people down, or
no, it's
not letting people
I
down,
don't
but
feel like I don't feel like I'm not in control. I can't.
Exactly.
I can't. If I'm doing stand up, say, right, and I'm doing a bit that's about, like, I have a bit at the minute that's about men, the differences between men and women. Hack, right? But like, it's me actually going, people think this is hacky. I have something new to say a wee bit, right? And that bit, that there's a few of the jokes in that bit are the most challenging material in the whole hour. And some people won't like it. But I give myself enough time after to get people back if they don't like it. But if I start doing that bit and they don't take the easiest joke in the middle of that, I have the option to go, these ones don't want the fucking really hard stuff here.
Aye.
You know?
So I can just
avoid. I can avoid doing it, or again, if like I'm doing something, if I'm doing the wee short music jokes and they're killing, I can throw another 5 in there if I want.
Yeah.
Whereas like,
that's a skill in itself, being able to read rooms and
I feel that intensely when I'm on stage. So like, if I'm sitting doing a play, and I know they hated that bit of banter, and there's another 2 bits of it coming.
Yeah. You have to do it.
You have to just fucking...
So that was what it was like.
You just have to sit through it and eat shit, like, and I hate that. Like,
we were in a loyalist area, and And at the start of it, I'm playing in it like an IRA man. So there's Adams and the Pope on the wall.
Right.
But when I flip them, you've got the Queen and
Yeah,
Paisley,
yeah.
so that's part of the slapstick part of it. But there's right up to the part where I go to the Orange Lodge to join up. They started warming it then. And then at the half time, I come out in my underpants, red, white, and blue underpants, and just do a bit of Paul Curry through the crowd, know what I mean? Mental.
Yeah.
And then that gets them. So it seems to always work from that on. But when we went back to Oma, because we did Castle Blaine in the end, and they don't get the North banter either.
All right, okay, weird.
So they didn't they were like trying to work out, and then they got it as well at the end up. But we brought it back to Oma there, and it went brilliant last week. So
You doing any up here in Belfast, right?
we're not yet, but we planned to do it. So we were going to go local, try and do it like a ripple, see how it goes. Because
There'll be loads of places here we put that on though.
setting up, and
Like even if it didn't need to be in like a big theater, you get it on in like a
100.
you get it on in like because like some of the stuff we did, like you get it on in like the Devonish or like well, I mean, I'm not saying they're up for it. I don't.
I know what you mean, but you
there's
get a
loads of
small,
places,
yeah,
a place like that. Where it's,
I would
still,
love that.
it's still big enough. You get a load of people in.
like the Playhouse in Derry, or do you know what?
Or like, do you know what it kind of be like? It's like a big it's like a big ballroom, like.
I love doing it. Like I was sort of losing heart because of it, and then Oma just brought me back to a wee bit of fire. But stand-up's number one now for me.
I see him like I see like acting stuff, right? I think I love the idea of it more than I love doing it. I like the idea of. Do you know what's funny though? I say funny. I nearly headbutted Arlene when she said this. Violence against women. She said. She goes to me one day when we're in the middle of doing this play, like middle of acting it, like and rehearsing. She goes, right, okay, I'll just give you like some notes here. She was like, Paddy, can you say this line a wee bit more clearly? Chloe, just see when you come in, can you like, you know, set that pint glass down and then walk over this way? And she goes, me, Kieran, don't take this the wrong way, but are you like even acting right now? And I was like, my performance is subtle, you can't. Sorry that I'm not going, how are you today? You know what I mean? I'm like,
I think they like some of them actors to just be told what to do.
I'm like, I'm De Niro here. Like, I'm giving you early De Niro.
Yep.
Like, do you know what I mean? She's fucking, she's
See,
dead.
I've never been trained at acting. Do you have a brass neck even doing a show? Because
I know what you mean. Neither have I. I mean, I say I haven't been trained GCSE drama. But no, it's not real training. But like,
no,
sometimes you just get, especially with comedy, it's harder to teach comedy chops than it is to teach enunciation. Like, you know what I mean?
and following the lines and doing this.
Tell you what though, see when you work with real actors, like some actors I've worked with on TV and things like that, they have this mad, actual, holy fuck, that person's just walked into the room presence.
Do they?
Yeah, like, and it's actually you actually go, oh fuck, right, okay,
Aye.
like
Imposter syndrome sort of.
it's mental then, because then you go, all right, that's real.
That's
you know,
how
and,
it's done here.
and then there's other people that when they come into the room, they're totally like, all right, mate, what's the crack? What's the crack? And then as soon as they go, okay, action, they are a different person. You go, oh fuck, that's like
they're actually acting. That.
Yeah, like they're actually a different person.
And there's some directors too that'll just let you roll with. Where other ones you need to have right down to the line, the looks and the
like like Ian Beatty that came in and he was the bad guy in Thick As that we made, and he's in like Game of Thrones and all, but when he fucking comes in, he was playing like a villain like in this thing, and when he comes in, like just they had him wearing like a long black sort of woolen coat, a winter coat, and just when he was on the set outside the house before we even started filming, people were going,
aye,
who the fuck's that?
It's
like, what's because it's so different from
who he is.
When we're sitting in the rehearsals. He's just good crack, and then when he arrived on set, it was like, oh, fuck, he actually feels dangerous. Like had that feeling of a guy might kick off. So he was amazing. Or
it's
like
you get that with stand up too. Some people are very introverted in the green room.
Yeah.
And they go out then, they blow the room.
That's really weird. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably quite chilled off stage compared to on. I would think. But not
people need to see you
live.
But
I think it's still. I just think it's me slightly heightened. If you know what I mean. I don't feel. You know, there's comedians like when you meet them and it's literally like, oh fuck, you're you're a fully different person on there. I don't think I'm fully different.
I haven't met
just
stage yet, but apparently he's the same off stage as he is on.
Oh, really?
Connor Keys.
Casey's mates with me.
He says it's just the same thing off stage. It just continues.
I saw him when he was over here.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Like,
There's some talent in the North.
oh,
Definitely.
what do you call him? Casey's killing it right now. Like,
Casey's flying, and it's great that they give me the opportunity. Like he's like my sensei, comedy sensei.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though I'm older than him, and he looks older than me. He's back to the sleeve. He's thinking about it. He doesn't want to talk about it, but he said,
he doesn't want to talk about it. But sure, we'll do that for
I'll
him.
tell. You know what I mean?
Imagine
telephone, teletext,
Do you know what we
tell
should
me.
do? We should see if BBC and I'll pay for me and Casey to go and get turkey.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's do it here.
We'll call it
Safer.
We'll call it Christmas turkeys, right? And it'll be me and Casey going to get the sleeves done.
Well, do you know why he doesn't want to do it?
Why?
What would be the reason? What's the reason why you wouldn't want to do it?
Wouldn't want to do it at
Why
all.
Why would you not want to get the procedure, the operation?
In case it died during the operation.
Right, that's the number one fear for everybody, and you always think it. Like I thought, this is me. I'm going to be the one.
I am a statistic. Like,
You know what
I am.
Aye.
It's always see the amount of things.
You're the boy that falls off the hill and tires him. You know what I mean?
You
You're one of
wouldn't
them boys.
believe the amount of things that happen to me that are just wee moment. It's like a real life Curb Your Enthusiasm,
Aye.
and it would just be like I go to Turkey, and the next thing it's on
Well,
it's on fucking.
I fucking decided. They asked,
Hugo
does
Dublin.
anybody going over want to be videoed? So I went, I'll do it, because I thought if they're going to video, they're going to make sure to do it right. That was my fears.
Aye.
So if you're going to document this, you don't want
Oh
to.
no, I'd
You
be
don't want me
shitting
dying.
myself. Like,
They didn't fucking care.
I would be fully
They
shitting
videoed
myself.
me after it, but Keezy doesn't want to do it because he thinks if he gets it done, it'll be too good looking.
That's mental.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't.
He says for me singing and me comedy and me. He says,
I think
but
if
I could
I,
end up like a big
I
fucking
think-
slack, a bag of fucking.
I think if I got it done, I would look like Eric Ten Hag. That's what I think. You know, that's mental. I don't know.
It's there, but I always say to Connor, because it's more health reasons I did it for, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
100%, because of the pressure I was putting my heart under and all, and burning the candle at both ends, you know what I mean? And it was just get her done.
It's fucking.
It was risky, it was scary and all that there, and then going away too, like
I would be fully
at
shitting
one
myself.
stage I was left in a corridor. Know what I mean? Lying in a bed.
You're not selling this. You're not selling it. I mean, at one stage,
we went into the operation,
Oh Jesus!
and I was like, the place is bogging too, and then I was like, oh man, but it was too late. I was in my fucking, my arse was hanging out of the back of these pajamas. That was happening.
It's reminding me of, you know, the scene in Minority Report where Tom Cruise gets an eye transplant, and
show.
they just leave him in like a real stinking apartment, and like there's a rope going to the toilet and a rope going to the fridge. And he goes over to the fridge and he lifts like he moves the nice milk out of the way and lifts like a big fucking scabby one.
Good show.
It is a great show. Listen, mate, thanks a million for coming on. It's been a lot of crack.
Are you not playing me FIFA?
We don't even need to. We've done our time. We've done our time. Don't even worry about it.
Class.
Are you even
No,
arsed?
do you know what I thought was?
You're not a big
genius about
FIFA guy anyway, are you?
this? I can play FIFA. This is the point, and I was
It's
practicing.
do you know what? It's up to Dan.
Listen, I'm happy enough to stop too. If you want.
Do I have time? Aye, we'll do a short game. That's a
I'm
good
used
shout.
to the PlayStation.
I'll see if I can. I'll see. All the excuses are out. Like,
I was
I'll
actually
see-
an Xbox man until.
I'll see if I can get changing the time of the game
I
here.
bring it down. Or do you want to do a first half just?
I do. That's a great shout. We'll just do a first
So whoever
half.
wins the first half,
Aye.
or
It'll
if you beat
definitely be
me
me.
wild bad. Oh, you're playing home.
Oh well. Here, go ahead.
Got it already.
I'll see that. Yeah. Who you gonna be? Are you randomizing or are you picking a team?
Oh, you going random and all?
It's up to you. It's up to you. If you pick a team, I'm picking a team though.
Pick a team.
Right. Well, I'm being United then. Are you a United fan?
Liverpool.
Oh, fuck's sake. Of course, the old enemy. We'll just
Good
go straight into it.
Get on.
Straight in.
No
Let's
kissing.
see. I'm actually intrigued. I'm intrigued.
I'm trying to. What?
Was that me? I don't.
Are we both in red?
Oh, it's just for the wee warm up. We're both Liverpooler.
Right.
So have you much
see
coming
if
up
I-
then
if
pre?
I-
Have you much coming up pre Christmas? gigs wise?
Flat out, tell you where am I? I need to get used to this controller here, boys. Connor, as I say, now we're on tour with him. He's got about another 5 shows. The Boiler Room's Shane Todd's coming next
Class.
time.
Where's where he's doing in Crumlin with Kesey?
Do you know the name of the places?
I know 1 or 2 places are. Kevin plays in one.
Give me a name.
Is it a bar?
I think so.
Fuck, what do you call it?
Ah,
I can't remember the name of the one he plays in, but he plays up there every Sunday. Had to drive him up the one there a couple of weeks ago, the comp, because he fucking went in his van.
well,
Oh, it's a chance for me. This is a chance for me.
no. Whoa.
You very nearly fucking read him.
I nearly. I'm just trying to get to these controllers, boys. I used to complain too about the PlayStation controller all the time because I thought Xbox, the thumbstick should be up there.
I prefer the Xbox controller personally. Like
Fiddler's in.
the fiddlers.
Yes.
That's where Kev plays.
We've Daily sold out, we've Strabane sold out, we are in Maher Felt, we are in Pat's Bar, McCartney's place up in.
That's the January one.
That's the January one, yeah.
Where's that?
Pat's Bar, where
Oh,
No
Enniskillen.
way.
Oh shit! I want to go Enniskillen.
yeah. I'm there in a couple of weeks' time too, just doing the normal club.
A normal gig. I need to get down that way. I haven't been there. McCartney's.
Do you know what? That's what I'm saying. It's a great time for comedy. It's like the new rock and roll. People enjoy it.
Need to get
You can
McCartney
go
on
out
this
and-
podcast. What?
I'm McCartney's wild crack.
He's funny, like. He did well in Oma that night. We were all there. I was a fucking banging gig as well.
Oh man, I was
like
took the roof off.
that was a crazy gig, like.
That's when I give you the waffles.
That's right.
I was working on the Free State.
Where you are?
Keeper.
Your keeper's fucking keeping you in this, mate. I suppose that's his full job, like. Oh, look at him.
Allison's the man.
He fucking loves it. Best keeper in the world at the minute, do you think?
100%.
Do you think so? Do you think so, Dan?
What about Liverpool, all socialists until Qatar comes along or somebody, the Arabs? And then we're like, fucking right, would I take them? 100%.
Would you take him,
Aye.
Jesus.
Nobody, 100%.
I would,
Well, they need somebody that they, like it could be end up Newcastle, Man City League.
I know.
Do you know that
Here,
would be this?
fucking Newcastle, I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Do you know Newcastle's owners are richer than the next 10 richest football club owners combined?
Jesus Christ. No, I didn't know that. That's mad.
Combined.
But you know what's mental, though? See when you actually think about it, and this is... I'm about to give Eddie Howe a wee rim job here. He hasn't really... They haven't bought that many players, have they?
They bought Smart.
Yeah, that guy
Trippier's
is it
fine.
Guimaraes or something? Or
Bruno.
aye, he's very good. Like, I don't know how to say his name, to be fair. I could say it like the guy on this game and go Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah, he's fucking some player. Like, but I actually think one of the most surprising things that's happened at Newcastle is that Joe Linton has become a warlord, and that what do you call him as well? Almiron has finally started to find some fucking end product. But these players were there under Bruce and Benitez, like.
It's a good setup because they're the only Newcastle only have one football team, haven't they? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And great support. They're mad. Newcastle
Aye, they are
one
mad.
places that let you have stag do's. One of the last. Liverpool be like same too, but
Well, they'll let you have a stag do at the match.
no, they let you come the city.
Oh, right, okay, right.
No, usually you have to sneak in on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
They embrace it, but because they're all mad, the Geordies. But it'd be a good place to have a successful team. I remember the old Newcastle Keegan.
Yeah, in the
They were good.
90s.
Ferdinand and all.
They were a fucking great team. Do you know what it was, though? They were brilliant going forward and shite at the back.
Aye,
Like, actually shite at the back.
they threw
Like,
it away, didn't they?
yeah, fucking, what do you call them?
They had Andy Cole and everything, remember?
Aye. They had David Ginola.
Ginola was unbelievable.
He was fucking actually brilliant. Have you seen it?
He went to Spurs then, didn't
I
he?
can highly recommend his episode of Gary Neville's Soccer Box.
Good.
Oh, it was brilliant. Like, actually, he had me emotional. I was literally emotional. He was sensational, and he spoke so honestly and like, oh, I am obviously an emotional wreck. Everyone knows that anyway. But it was a fucking great episode.
Him and Cantona are one of the they're some of the greatest players in the Premier League. But I don't see around that time. I don't think they've played much for France.
No, they didn't.
do you know what I mean?
The two of them didn't. They were both like shunned by the national
they?
team. Yeah. See if you fucking score. I see what you're doing.
Oh, first shot, 35 minutes in.
Yeah, they were both shunned by the national team, which is.
I was always wondering what it was. I know Cantona was like a bad egg or something.
I think
like,
he
by the
slagged.
century, 1 million.
He slagged a very specific person, I think.
Right.
Is he not blamed for something?
Wasn't there? There was some.
There's some blame. They conceded a goal and he didn't track back or something.
Oh, really?
And there's
I think
some
there's-
I
fallout
thought he'd
over that.
slagged off one of the fucking
There
coaches.
was a few things I think with the man. That's why sort of nobody came near him. I think Liverpool actually turned
I'm
him
so
down.
happy. I'm so happy that's happened because I didn't want it to be a draw.
How do you know? See,
Casemiro. Oh, I know. I know.
that's.
Casemiro.
Have you been going
loves
easy
it.
on me?
No, I've been literally trying to score. Like, you know how you know I've tried to score? I've gone for a wee sweaty goal like that, wee pass, just a wee cross. Oh, I love it.
I'm just sort of getting used to the controller here.
I very much enjoy him at United. By the way, Casemiro. I really like him. I think he's the type of player.
You just need the glaziers out, boys.
Oh, fucking right. They're a bunch of cons.
Would you take oil money?
No,
Would you not?
I don't think so. I mean, I would take it, but I wouldn't want it for the club. The club's better than that. I'll take oil money.
Aye.
I'll do comedy for oil money.
No bother.
Um,
If they're looking at anybody over in Qatar or during the World Cup,
oh, I would fucking love it.
I'll-
See, like
I'll
you know, like
compete.
Mickey and a couple of boys I know, like Mickey and
Aye,
Ray,
Mickey was
Ray
over.
Bradshaw and all. Scottish guy, I know Ray a wee bit, and they've been over and done gigs in fucking Dubai and all. I'm like, here lads, how do you get them? And they're like, oh, you know gigs. I'd be like, oh, I know gigs in fucking.
I
In
think,
fucking
Mickey, I
Oma.
think Mickey came back skint from that one.
From fucking Dubai.
He just went in the rip.
I will. That's why you're coming back skint, because you have to pay premium prices for drink over there.
Aye.
Oh mate, I think that might be the end of this half.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I think. Oh no, it's not. You still have a
What have we got?
second.
What have we got?
You've literally like you'll do this kick and that'll be it. What's worth? I want to see
what?
the disappointment
You know
on
what?
players' faces. Oh,
You
I
know
was
what?
also slightly. You did alright.
I'm happy
I
with it.
mean, you're on your way to a 2-0 defeat there, like you know what I mean.
45 years of age too,
Yeah.
so I'm an old man.
Yeah. It's not
You-
too
you
bad.
thought I was
You're
gonna
beyond
do all
your
this
you're
crack,
beyond your
didn't you?
prime now. Yeah. Well, mate, thanks a million for coming in. Top
Man.
episode, and we'll see you again soon, guys. Thanks for joining us on this. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank
Cheerio.
you guys, that was brilliant.
Oh, love.